Okay, Larissa, I'll talk to you soon, okay? Okay, bye. Bye. I'm gonna go see what Mom's doing. Oh, Hannah, why did you have to die in that fire, you and your husband? Now I'm stuck with... Now I'm stuck dealing with Mindy. I should never have adopted her. Hi, Mom. What are you doing? Like you care. Of course I care. What are you looking at? Pictures of your real mother. My real mother? What are you talking about? You always said that you were like my real mother. You adopted me. I'm not your mom anymore. What? I'm the one that's supposed to say things like that. I'm serious, Mindy. Well, can you tell me what I did to deserve to lose you as a mom? If you had gone back into that burning house to save your parents, they'd still be alive. But I was taught in school it's dangerous to go into a burning house. Well, I'd rather you have died than your parents. Why are you saying all this mean stuff? Because it's your fault. It's your fault your parents died because you didn't save them. Well, that's what the firemen were for. Technically it's their fault because they couldn't save her. No, it's your fault. But it isn't. You even said it wasn't my fault. Well, I changed my mind. It's your fault. No, it's not. It's not my fault. Yes, it is. It's your fault. No. No, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. No, it's not my fault. Mindy, it's not my fault. Mindy, wake up. Molly? Were you having that Fran Drescher retiring dream again? No, don't even say that. That's ridiculous. Mindy, you're shaking. Relax. It's okay. You just had a bad dream. Oh, I dreamt about my parents. Did you dream about the fire? Well, sort of. I dreamt that you were blaming me for their death. You were blaming me for my parents' death, and you said you didn't want to be my mom anymore. Honey, you know perfectly well I don't think any of those things. Why would you dream that? I don't know. My mind has a mind of its own. Okay, that didn't make any sense. Honey, it's okay. I hold no animosity against you, I promise. But I should have went back in the house and saved them when they died. You know perfectly well it's unsafe to go into a burning house. You were smart. You were smart not to go in that house while it was burning down. So I should blame the firemen for not being able to save them? Honey, it's okay to feel upset about your parents' death, but you have nothing to worry about. It's not your fault. And I've been trying to be a mother and a father to you. You don't have to do that, okay? You don't have to be my mother. I know you blame me. No, I don't blame you, honey. I don't blame you at all, I promise. I miss your parents too. But I do not blame you for their death. I promise you that. You just had an upsetting dream, probably because it's around the time that they died. But it's okay. You're my angel and I love you. I love you too. Do you think I can invite Larissa over? Knock yourself out. I'm gonna go and make some lunch, okay? Do you want anything? Just surprise me. Doesn't matter. Okay. Larissa could stay for lunch too if she wants. Okay, thanks. Wow, that sounds like a really bad nightmare. Believe me, it wasn't my finest dream. Do you think you may have dreamed that because deep down you do blame yourself for your mom's death? For your parents' death? I don't know. I mean, I know that it wasn't my fault, but why would I dream that my mom's blaming me for my birth mom's death? Maybe deep down inside you really do think it's your fault. I'm not saying it is, but maybe that's what you think. Maybe. But I've never found myself blaming myself before. Well, maybe not. But maybe it's really starting to hit you. Maybe. I don't know. All I know is that I have never been so scared in my life and felt so guilty. I should have went back into the burning house. You know perfectly well not to go into a burning house. You had to save yourself first. But I should have woke my parents up. I just went straight outside. I was so selfish. You weren't selfish. You were trying to save yourself. Exactly. I should have saved my parents too. Instead, I just had to assume they got out. And then when I went outside, they weren't there. And they were in the burning house. And I ran to tell the firemen and everything. It was just, you can't blame yourself. I can't help it. Larissa. After having that nightmare, I just can't help but blame myself. Well, get over it. You're telling me to get over my parents' death? No, I'm telling you to get over the dream. You just had a nightmare. And as scary as it was, it's not your fault. You gotta get that out of your head. Get the thought that it's your fault out of your head and put in your head that it's not your fault. It is not your fault, I promise. What are you, a shrink? You're not my therapist, but if I was, I'd be saying this to you too. And your therapist would be saying this to you. I don't even have a therapist. Maybe it's time I got one. No way. Only crazy people go to therapy. That's not true. You don't have to be crazy to go to therapy. That's just an old stereotype. I've been going to therapy when I lost my father. Really? Yeah. So, going to therapy doesn't mean that you're crazy. It just means you need a little help. And that's nothing to be ashamed of. Believe me, I know. Maybe you're right. Maybe I should talk to Molly about it. I thought you started calling her mom. Calling her Molly again because after having the nightmare, I can't think of her as my mom right now. I'm sure she'll understand when you explain that to her. Yeah. Look, I gotta go. Are you sure you can't stay for lunch? I'm sure. My mom's having friends over and she wants to show me off. Okay, send me pictures. Okay. It'll be okay. Thanks. Guess I'll go talk to Molly. Hey, Molly. Hi, sweetie. Why are you calling me Molly? It's Mom, remember? I'd rather call you Molly right now, okay? Well, lunch will be ready in a few minutes. Molly, I need to talk to you. Sure, have a seat. Go ahead, sit down. Okay. So what's on your mind, honey? Well, me and my friend Larissa were just talking. Oh, yes, I thought you were staying for lunch. No, she had to leave because she has company coming over. But can we get back to my life? Okay, what's going on? Well, Larissa suggested, do you think I could go to see a therapist? See a therapist? Do you think that will help you? I know it will. I know only crazy people go to therapy. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Don't you say that again. Just because someone goes to therapy doesn't mean they're crazy, and especially because you're not crazy for wanting to go to therapy. In fact, I was going to suggest that, but I thought it'd be a sensitive subject. I think I need to see one because, especially ever since I had that dream earlier, it's really hitting me that my parents could have been saved from the fire because I could have woken them up before escaping. It was not your fault. My parents were so strong. Your parents are dead. Why aren't I? It was not your fault. Don't talk like that. You know, you're right. I think you really do need to see a therapist to get your feelings sorted out. You really think so? I know so. I know you're very unhappy. I'm sorry. I try not to show it, honey. I'm glad that you're being honest with me. It's not healthy for you to keep things bottled up inside. It's healthy to let it out. Yeah. I'm sorry, Molly. I know you've been trying your best to make me feel better and everything, but honey, you don't have to apologize. Like I said, I'm glad you're being honest with me. I'm glad you're open to the idea of therapy. I am. I think I need to see one. Well, there's a woman I work with who knows a therapist, so I could call on Monday and maybe they can help you out. Really? Really. Thanks, Molly. There's just one condition. What? Try to call me Mom more often. I'll try. Okay. Listen, why don't I wrap up today's lunch for dinner and you and I can go out to eat for lunch? And we could talk some more. I'd like that. Okay. Go get your coat. Okay. Thanks. You're welcome. Go get your coat.